Operation
Hello
is now
and
underway.
welcome to
Our forces are striking up ports all along
Norway
the
North.
coast. Your area of operations is...
Capture all victory access,
I've conferred with General Falcon Horst on
and
this.
you
Can we
only
both
get to
agree
deploy
make a
4
small
units in
detachment of your
ships.
fleet? Remember, speed is paramount. If you aren't fast enough, enemy coastal once Trondheim is, while also penetrating deep into, there is this somewhat now, if you will excuse me, I have a meeting between High Command and
Yes,
General
I've played
Manstein
this
I must attend to.
scenario twice before. Once to see what it was like, and I hated it, and the second time to see if I could do any better, and I did do better, but my hate for this scenario just grew. So why am I doing this? I don't know. Affairs and reputation. This is one of the new ones. When I see new ones, it means they were added late in the beta. This is where I live. I live somewhere around here. So these three, and this one, and this one, and one all the way down at Lillehammer. And I think this would have been a much better map if it. This is Donbass. They could have cut the map here and zoomed in a bit, making it less zoomed out, more hexes, maybe a little bit of terrain to move in. We can zoom out to the strategic view. So you can you can see these forts here. You can ignore this one if you want to, but actually taking this one is nice. So a couple of clear hexes there, they are relevant. Some clear hexes here, and some around Namsos. Otherwise, it's forest and hills as far as the eye can see. Not a single clear hex in this area. So as you can imagine, using tanks or any kind of vehicle here is pretty wasted. The British have a fleet in this area, including a carrier. I've never seen that carrier to move, but the British fleet, they will come sailing forward because ships can grab victory access. So once you take this port city, they will come to try and take it. These two is best to simply ignore unless you want to get rid of this one, because this one is a fort, so it has range 3, so it can keep shelling. Doesn't have a lot of, but it can do some damage. It has suppressing fire, so it doesn't do a lot of kills. This one is also pretty irrelevant. The problem here is the speed. Remember, I'm playing the +5 strength mode, so it takes a bit of time to dislodge 20 strength infantry from this close terrain. So I can't really afford to be sidetracked here. Østerdalen down here is of course Røros, Alvdal. It is, and for that matter, Elverum, completely out of the question going down this route. But sometimes the Norwegians will send an infantry out of this hex forward here, and so you have to be prepared for that eventuality. But otherwise, it's Gudbrandsdalen. We will go over Dovre here. Yeah. So and why Dovre is made out of hills, I have no idea. This is should be at least one mountain hex here, but no matter, the map is what it is. So after that we will go here. Only saving grace here for my mountain infantry is this rail line, but as you can see, only one rail transport. And it could have been cool to mount up some Junkers from this airfield and paradrop, but you have 0 paras. Shame. But the main reason I hate this scenario is because of the mechanics. Like I said, you have 4 starting hexes, and these you have to use and quickly grab a supply hex on this airfield so that you can start deploying your units. So you teleport units into Trondheim. And from Trondheim you can then spread out. So it's different. I mean, I'm open to that. Some people might like it, but I don't. But the main reason we're here is because my last playthrough took place in Trondheim South, and because I'm not even sure I can finish this on time, but we will try. So, can we assign a hotkey to move to reserves? Let's check that. No, that's a shame. Okay, so just put this one in. I mean, I don't need to unassign heroes. I can assign, but I just want to have an overview. These guys are definitely going into the bin. I'm not 100% sure about this one yet. What does this guy have? He has 0 slots. Okay. He's not going to have 0 slots anymore. And my flak, useful that though it might be, since the carrier likes to stick around in this area he can't reach. So once I get here, he can start bombing me, but a swordfish and some Spitfires, it goes into the reserve. Obviously not using any bridge engineers in this scenario. So it will be Jaegers that are my staple here. I mean, they cost 20 more than infantry. You can compare them like this instead. Infantry, Jaeger. So Jaegers have actually lower soft attack, but they have bigger, higher ground defense. So Jaegers attacking normal infantry, they are about the same. But of course this one, I mean, no, this one, I mean, it's the big game changer, because this makes the soft attack into 13 and the close defense into 6. So then it's 13 against 0 with normal infantry. And normal infantry shoot back at 11 to 6. So that is a significant difference. Their initiative is the same. So here, operational initiative trait could help a bit in this scenario. They could get half tracks. That would increase their power by 4 more. The problem with that is they become so expensive. So the only ones that get half tracks are the pioneers, because they are only attack strength 8. So with the half track they get 8 plus 4, 12. This is acceptable. This is 13, so it's on level. And of course pioneers have close defense 8, which compares to the 6 for the Jaeger. But the Jaeger is just 160 points, while a pioneer plus this one, even not overstrengthened, is 320. And this is reflected in the cost to replace losses as well. I also have a dog to take out, so I will have to take a break after a while. So the first thing I will do here is I will give my pioneers a slightly funkier camouflage pattern. I like this one. And my other units, they will have this cool green stuff. There is also going to be, normally the naval stuff is just a a sideshow that you can handle fairly easily, but you can see everything now has 15 strength, so the Royal Navy will cream my ship in a stand-up fight, especially if I try to fight near these naval forts, so that's not happening. And yeah, and the Air Force is also a problem. If I recall correctly, there's a swordfish that's not only dangerous against ships, very dangerous at strength 15, and there are also a couple of Spitfires, or maybe one Spitfire, one Hurricane or something like that. And at strength 15 they would completely obliterate my BFs. I mean, we have been shooting Polish fighters and that matchup has been favorable, but if I want to play the air game at all, I need to beef up my fighters. You could even say that just don't go there, just don't do any fighter related stuff, but that feels gamey. So let's see if we can work something out here. I think I have enough prestige to do what I need to do. That won't be a problem. And so there are several options for my heroes here. This one is this is the fast deployment hero. I'm gonna unassign that for now because I need to think a bit. These are 1 point less, so it makes sense to downgrade them. You could alternatively upgrade them with more strength, so that is a certain increase in firepower. The reason we are downgrading is that the attack rating is so high anyway, that it will always, well, not max out, but the damage, once you get 8 above the defense of the target, this becomes, any extra strength becomes largely irrelevant, so they do almost as much damage against infantry. And, well, not against mountain infantry because they get the hill bonus, but against everything else. So the question is, do I even want or need one of these big guns? It has it only has 20 soft attack, so it's the range that could possibly be worth it. Or we could just take off 3 slots. Now I saved 5 slots here. Sorry, it's not the coronavirus. So now I have a massive force of 4 artillery. That's 12 points. I have this this tank. It's actually over strengthened to 15, which I think is maybe overkill. And now I have this force. If I want to have any chance of sinking the British, I'm going to treat myself to one more of these. And no truck. So, oh, it needs the camouflage. So that's my basic setting for now. And now we will. Oh gods. So I have a lot of interesting options here. And remember my self-imposed restriction. So we will make it 0 slots. And they will of course give it the full upgrade and also the half track. This will also get the half track. And it has 16 strength points now. I mean, this mini bug is very annoying. So we are going to give it rapid fire. Now it shoots 30 times. Oh god. Development. This has more experience, so first some repetition. Yeah, something like that. And the reason I am using a single tank is because it can be useful in controlling its hexes initially when you land, and also up here. Not sure it's the greatest choice ever made, but I'll have one check tank with me. Now over to these bombers. If you want to have a naval bomber, we could do that. A 15 strength Junker could be worth it. And I'd also like to improve my chances there a bit. Sad to say that this recon guy gets to go into the bin. Sorry. There isn't a lot of tanks to bomb here. Hard attack 10. How much are these guys? Air defense 12, so not a lot. Now what am I doing? There we are. Should I just keep those two guys? I'm pretty happy with my force here, but this would bring me up to 18. That's useful. Doesn't have any special abilities this time around, so yeah, I'll try something like that. Maybe give these guys a slightly different camouflage. So the deployment is fairly simple here. I think I forgot to heroize this one. That's it really, there is nothing more to deploy. Not really. Remember I have Fear of the Unknown, so normally you would just sail in the fjord, so either I have to move one of these ships to push it back, or I have to actually move one of my boats, stop it here, and debark a guy to gain a view of the coast there. I think that's it for now, yes. Yeah, I know. So this one has to go here and deploy, and now we can see more. No, we don't want to do that, we want to do that. So the question here no. Of course there's zone of control here. That's a fairly good start. Haven't been able to clear him out yet. I don't think we can deploy anything. No. Need to clear out this hex first. I'm just wondering if I lose my Panzer or not. Yeah. So I'm not doing that. It's on weekend anyway, so. So the problem here is, of course, if I move here, he can see me. 1, 2, 3, 4. He catches I catch his attention. How much spotting do these ships? Spotting 2. Spotting 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So that's pretty much for turn 2. Engage teleportarium. Fair some reputation. So nothing more can be deployed this round. I don't want to put any exposed artillery here because sometimes the Norwegians like to suddenly appear. No, wrong one. That's all my units actually. Why does that? What about this? No. I'll just stay around then. French mountain troops. Here he comes. He chooses not to attack. This is the envelopment guy, remember? And this is my rapid fire hero. Sorry, little one, I had to bait you, because digging him out of this position with 20 strength, it would be very difficult. This is much easier. Nah. Let's do one of these classic defensive positions. This isn't important. I can go take it, and then he can rejoin his friends. Okay, so now his problem is he has nowhere to go. He could go on top of this mountain, but it will be very dangerous, and he cannot approach these pioneers here, so he will be relegated to taking this hex to begin with. Where do I need my move and shoot here on the most. I think we would need him down here. Or should we just use maximum? I think we'll just here he comes. You have to accept that you will be taking. So that was a ship somewhere around in this area. There he is. And this is not surprising in any way. I know my tank will stand there and tell him to, no, you cannot have this hex. And now of course I'm much closer to my base. So now I have taken out his Hurricane. This could of course be dangerous for the strategic bomber. I just hope he cannot reach it from his carrier. Just have to do it in this manner. And again, envelopment. But now you see these guys, they are beginning to feel the wear and tear. I need to send them some reinforcements. This guy has rapid fire, of course. We know that. These are cheaper, and we just have to accept some casualties along the way here. And also now he's on a hill hex, which is good. And this guy gets the chance to heal. This is just an unimportant sideshow. He won't start walking up Österdan here. If it was that kind of game, you would have to have bigger forces so you could actually garrison what you have taken. So only occasionally the AI will force you to do things like that. Here he comes. Yeah, he didn't have the range to hurt my strategic bomber. And this is so worn out, I could go up on the mountain, I will do that, but I need to freshen him up a bit before I do that. This pioneer, he can go forward now, because the Frenchie has... so I will do one, and this one can... No, that was the wrong target. Sorry. This guy can heal. Tank I don't think needs healing. It has such high defense. I need to establish an approach here. It's costly, but he needs to have his strength up for the next phase here. He has rapid fire, so. Yeah. I mean, the Manstein challenge is pretty rough when you have to double escort your Stuka with overstrength fighters just to make sure it doesn't die. That was favorable. So here he comes, he attacks the weakest fighter. Also predictable. Annoying, but whatever. Now I'll go up on this mountain here. That's not a good option. $289. Yeah, worth it. So, no, I don't put him there. Oh, one left. But it's suppressed, so I can't really bomb this guy. Attacking from high ground. Nice and steady. That's always the best, nice and steady. Yeah, here he comes. These are Alpine, all of them. So you see it does a good deal of damage, even though I am supported by my own artillery. And now we can finally get rid of this annoying cruiser. And this is no good because they have an anti-aircraft gun up there. and a single escort. But he was strength 1, so that should be okay. I could attack, but I don't want to because it's already weekend. Should have camouflage, yes. So he should not be able to see me now. I just want to keep an eye on him. These aren't any good at shelling shore positions anyway. Did I forget anything? No. Oh, wait. Yeah, while mountain infantry, you don't want those guys in your flank when you're up here. Right. Shoot first, yes, then move. So this is draining me quite a few prestige. This is why this mission is difficult. Oh, wait. Didn't I see some ships over here? Yeah. Can my fighter reach that far? And they go for the weaker unit, of course. I need to check something, sorry. I distinctly remember not using, yeah. So these guys, I was going to reinforce. Sorry about that. Now saving them for last. And enter. Engineers, oh god. Yep. So annoying. And rapid fire. Can I actually make this? I think so. Here he comes. Didn't attack. So if I wanted to support my troops with this cruiser, that would be difficult because then I would have to sink these two and maybe more ships, and then there is the swordfish and the carrier and so forth. So, not thinking. is going to... Should be a hotkey for moving quickly there. Let's take the train. No, that was not the train. Huh? Weird. I think that was a tiny little bug there. There. No. We have to disembark somewhere. Funny. Sideshow. There comes the swordfish. Ouch. That hurt. So just one destroyer left and one carrier, of course. And just a 4-strength swordfish, but now the scenario is over, so too late. Ha! Okay, so I was after all able to take all the flags and kill everything on the ground, so the only things I haven't killed is this destroyer and the carrier. So I think I have to be happy with that. No bonus prestige, of course, but okay.